Hello everybody. In this video we're going to do a simple login application. What we're going to do is pretty much just put like a public page and a private page. The public one everybody can access to that the application, and the private is just when you are actually logging to the app. That's it. It's a simple layout. I don't want to overcomplicate that much the application itself. Just to have the basic page, the login, and then you can actually access the public and the private one. The idea of this exercise, of this project, is to show you the basic of how you can protect different routes and how you can have different functionality. We are going to be using Vue.js, of course. We're going to be using Tailwind CSS for the styling. We're going to be using Vue Router in order to have the different pages, and the Vuex to have a central page for the state management. But the login section, we are going to actually use two different approaches. We're going to use the username and password approach, and we're going to be using the Google account. So we'll have a social login, and we'll have a email and password. And everything is going to be handled actually by Firebase. The idea here is to have education laid out somewhere else that is not reliant in our app. And that's actually a really common practice. So when you have an application and you have a local authorization, local authentication, you need to have like a server. That server will store in your database all your usernames, and then you need to store the password. It's a really bad practice to store the password as a plain text, so you need to have some kind of cipher or encrypting where you actually encrypt all those passwords inside the database. And whenever the user actually tries to log in, you encrypt that password again, and then compare the hashes or the encryption key between those passwords to see if it actually met, and with that user is correct, you allow him to go into your application. That's local authentication. But in a real world scenario, we are actually not using that much local authentication. There are not that many applications that actually do that. And they are relying pretty much on the bigger companies on bigger ways to actually do the authentication piece. That's why we saw sometimes pages that you can actually log in with your Facebook account or with your Google account, or even now with your Apple ID account, depending whatever is the case. So the first one that I actually want to show you is I want to go to DigitalOcean, and my sign in actually here I use my GitHub account. So through my GitHub account, it's allowed me to have access to the DigitalOcean. So you can see it's a really good practice to have like a big company to do that kind of authentication for you. The first thing that I'm going to be doing is I will create a new cost entry and call it the login, and it will be pointing to my front-end server. I just want to have this in place. Perfect. After it's there, I just can close it. And the second one now that I want to do, I want to go to Firebase. So it's important to go to Firebase to create an account. I will now guide you to the process to create an account. If you already have a Google account, you can actually log into that and go to the console. And after you go to the console, you will see something like this. What we're going to do through Firebase is we are going to specify a project and code are going to be redirected or used in our application. As you can see, I already have a project created. Let me actually delete this project. Let me go to project settings, and let me delete the whole project. Disable everything and get rid of everything. Because I want to show you how to create a new project. Perfect. So let me actually create my project name. In my case, it's going to be login example. You can use whatever you want to have there in order to create the application. And this is just for use the Firebase controls. I will disable the analytics, I don't need it, and I create a project. Let me go to something in the Google side, so will allow me to use Google as an authentication provider. And Google through Firebase has allowed me to use another kinds of authentication, and email and password or traditional local authentication is one of those. And I want to show you actually that. The only things that you need to do after you have your project created, you go in, you go to authentication, set up sign-in method, and we're going to enable the email and password. We are not going to enable the email link, that's another way. It's actually passwordless. But let's actually enable the email and password. Save. And we're going to enable the Google. Save. Public project facing name is the login example. And support email, you need to put your email there. Perfect. And we save it. So now we have email, password, and the Google. So you can see you can actually have your phone, your game center, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Yahoo, Microsoft, Apple ID, or even anonymous authentication. You have different ways to have it here, and that's actually pretty cool. But for now, let's just keep with the email and password traditional and the Google account. Later, you will have the authorization domain, and by default you have the local host, and Firebase gives you some kind of temporal domains that you can actually use, and we are going to leave it like that. When I want to add, we need to add which domain have access to see or to log in your credentials. So using our application, in this case, I call the login dot Rodolfo command dot SYT. It's the way that we already created in the solution. And this is HTTPS. Got it? Perfect. Actually, we also need to define that, but that's okay. So when we have that there, we are almost ready to go. So we have almost our setup created. But for now, let's start doing our application itself. As you can see, I'm already in my project folder, and I will do Vue, create, login. Let's call it really simple. I'm going to select manually. I'm going to select the keep bubble, select router, select Vue.js, select CSS preprocessor, and leave the linter formatter. I'm going to say yes to the history mode. We're going to use Dark SAS, yes liquid printer, linter save, and dedicated config files. And we are not saving this present. So now, what this is being created for us, we need to understand what else we need to have here. So we're going to be using Firebase for that, and instead of doing some kind of specific forms that we needed, we're going to be using something called Firebase UI. If I type it correctly, it's going to be better. So Firebase UI is a library to allow us to have a simple way of authentication, and it doesn't actually show in any picture. It's better when you actually see something there. So let me go to image. Okay, perfect. So Firebase UI, and probably you're not looking that. Let me do that. Perfect. It allows us to have those automatic buttons depending on what we specify, what are the providers that we use it, and it will do all the logic for us. What is the logic? Pretty much render the page, go save, and if somebody doesn't have an account, they allow them to actually create an account through Google. And all those steps that you actually need to handle before, Firebase UI will handle those for you. So we're keeping this as simple as possible. So let me just close it. So probably it's already done. Yes. I go to the login page. And let me actually use Vue toggling in there. With the minimum approach, we are going to serve our application. Perfect. And if we try it, we have the Vue.js application. We added Tailwind, that's why we have some weird layout, because we actually put it before. So let's actually start doing the cleanup, and you already know what to do that. I have a Visual Studio Code already open, and it will go File, Open, and select the login because it's the project folder that I just created. Now that I'm here, I really like to go to my ESLint and add my custom roles. Perfect. And I want to create my new file dot p new file dot rc dot gs, and we will have this image in there. So now what I'm going to do is I will go file by file, just saving it in order to get that linting for me. Perfect. In my application view, I will delete all the section. I will delete the add. I will delete the styling. Okay, get in there. In my view, I can actually go to the router first. Then delete the about route and save it. There you go. Now I can actually select my, let me close my open editors. I can delete my about page, I don't need it anymore. My home, I can remove the import, remove the component, and put a simple page one that I like to put always at the beginning. Hello there. This actually came here, but let me just leave it. Perfect. We have the hello there. For the store, let me just save it. Index, the router, perfect. The component needs to be deleted. It doesn't need to be there anymore. And my logo asset doesn't need to be there anymore. And I believe that's it. I add everything. Added to Tailwind and cleanup. So now we have the empty application for us. So let's start doing our configuration. And we're going to be using is going to be storing a user. And that user is going to be pretty much the one to be calling whenever we need to create or we need to verify that somebody is logged into the application. Also, I want to create different views, so I will create a login view. This is the one to handle pretty much the login section. I will create a public view, and I will create a private view. As you can see, public is going to be always public, and private just whenever we call it. After I have that, let me go to the router. I'm going to copy this several times. I will have login, the public, and the private. And then we can actually put on different routes, being login, public, and private, with the path of private, with the path of public, and with the path of login. Perfect. So let me just put a simple base name going to be login. login page. And let me copy this to a private. Go to my private page. Private. And I go to the public. I have to go to my public page. Public. Perfect. So this allows me to verify my home, my login. Yes, it's working. My public. Yes, and my private. All the pages are working as supposed to. Now that we have that, let's actually start creating a store, because how we want to be set it up. We're going to delete the modules. We don't need those modules to have it there, but we want to get the items. Perfect. Now from my stand, we're going to do like this. Yes. So for my step, I will have a user that is empty by default. It's an empty array. An empty object, sorry. For my getter, I just have my get user that will look at the state and will return the state that user. My mutation, setting the user, we pretty much look at the state and get the user. And we're going to be doing pretty much is state.user equal user. Really simple state. And say user or action that is going to pretty much commit or mutation. So this is going to be commit. We're going to get the user. And we're pretty much doing is committing all user and sending the user. And we keep it like that. Really simple. So now that we have that part in place, let's actually start configuring Firebase. In order to configure Firebase, what we need to actually install is two different dependencies. We need to, let me open my terminal right here, and we need to execute yarn at Firebase and Firebase UI. You're going to install it both. And those Firebase will allow us to interact with the authentication piece, and Firebase UI is the one that we're using in order to call the different pieces for the authentication. This is going to be really simple. So let's wait for those to finish. And before actually continue, let me just commit let's commit everything. Good store. Okay. I can close now the terminal. And before you actually use your application itself, you need to declare it here in Firebase. So in the project overview, we need to get what type of application we are actually creating. So we can create an iOS application, an Android, or a web-based, or even a Unity for a game. What I'm going to using is we'll create a web application. We call the login. We don't need Firebase hosting, so we just register the app. And this is going to allow us, it will give you a configuration that we need to have. And this configuration is vital in order to have Firebase to be function. We are not copying this for now, we just continue. And after we have the app, we can actually see the preference of the app. Then instead of going to CDN, we're going to the configuration phase, and we're pretty much copying all these elements from here. And we are going to add those in the Vue application. So what I'm going to do, what I like to do actually in my source directory, I would like to create my helpers folder, and in there I would actually create my Firebase.js file. In here, what I'm going to be using, I need to be importing my Vue from Vue, and I will show you why, because I'm actually saving the Firebase configuration in my Vue element globally inside Vue, so we can actually access the Firebase. We don't need to import it again somewhere else. So I like to have it like that. So I'm going to import Firebase from, and you see some tutorials online. You will see somebody do Firebase from Firebase. It's actually not really good practice, because pretty much taking everything and make your application be really big. It needs to be Firebase. So the good practice actually just bring the core one, just the application side, and then import separate without a specific name the Firebase / the module that you're going to use. In my case, it's going to be Firebase authentication. Perfect. After getting the Firebase authentication, we're going to import everything from Firebase UI. And we are going to call this as Firebase UI from that. So we are just getting everything. There is no default export. So in this one, in Firebase UI, I like to pretty much bring everything. Once that we have that, we just paste our configuration for Firebase, and we initialize the app. The way it is actually telling us how to do it is with this command. So with this command, we are telling the application to start making my connection to Firebase to this. Okay, declare but it's never used, so we're going to use it anyway. Now I would like to set up my UI, Firebase UI, and that actually came from the Firebase UI documentation. I will put the link later. But pretty much we create an authorization, get the Firebase authorization method. So we pretty much tied it up together, the Firebase UI with the Firebase element. I know that doesn't make that much sense right now, but if you look for Firebase UI, you will see pretty much that what we're doing is this section. Initially say the Firebase UI widget using Firebase. So we pretty much tie it up together. That's it. So now that we're doing that, I'm going to attach my Firebase and my UI to my Vue element and my Vue global function. That way we can actually do this $Firebase and this $Firebase UI. I just said whenever component do you actually want to require. So we save this. Perfect. In order to use that element, and it's almost available to everything, we just need to go to our main.js. Actually, let's save it. And I will just import from my helpers Firebase. So it's going to tie up my view with this view and get everything working together. And another one that is recommended for us is actually to use the CSS file from Firebase. So the way that we're going to use it inside JavaScript is just importing the CSS file from the Firebase installation in the distribution folder, and that's inside the Notch module. So don't worry actually for the location. So we need to do that. And with that, we have already Firebase up already in the app. So then commit everything, added Firebase. Cool. So now that we have Firebase created, let's start working with of different elements. So we create a component, and we will start with a traditional navbar. And I use this component that much, I probably need to have a better way to do it. Well, let's leave it like that for now. And let's actually call it here navbar. And we are going to, and I put that one inside my application view. Here, use my navbar. And for that, we need to add it to a script. Of course, let's call this my application. The component navbar, and I need to import it. Import navbar from components navbar. Perfect. So my navbar is there. Let's just have my main div, because I like the gray screen, so let's have a minimum page screen, and begin, actually let's do blue. Blue 700, that's too much. Like 100, yeah, probably better. And let's do a text white. Yeah, let's actually keep it like that. After I have a navbar, we can actually start working with the navbar itself and start doing the styling. So we're going to do, let's get rid of this and let's create a nav element. And this nav element will have, it's going to be a class of, oh, let's put the class at the end. This nav element will have a div, we have with a router link, like it, with my login, the name, and it's going to be promoted to here. Router link actually with a type of it, sorry for that. Now it's a name, I'm going to be promoting the name, and I want to actually have another div with my other links. And in my link I will have another router link, going to be login. It's going to go to login page. And let's actually create another one that go to the public web. So go to login, public, and the login go to top. Perfect. That's pretty much how the main links that I actually want to have there. So now let's do the styling. So in my navbar I have two different divs. I have those divs to be actually one left and one to the right. Right now it's one up and one down. So let's actually do a flex to put those together. Perfect. I will put my items center. It doesn't make sense. Let me show you why I'm doing that. So let me put a temporal red 500. Right, that's my bar for now. And let's do that. I have a height of 8. Let me remove the item center for now. Let's do a little bit bigger, height of 16. Do you see that this pretty much on the top? Well, if I do my item center, it would allow to have it like that. It's pretty much binding. And let me actually do a little bit bigger. Perfect. I like that one, 20. Let's actually put this one color gray 500, probably it's too light. 700. What we can actually have there? We have green, purple, really dark purple. No. Yeah, let's do a blue and work on red. So that's pretty much what we have here. You know what? No, let me do just simple purple. And let me change my application to be gray. Let's do a more traditional approach. And then let's press white. Yeah, I like it. Let's do something like this. We're going to get to 500. Yeah, okay, sorry for that. Styling. So sometimes actually the application will take more time is making it look somehow appealing. I'm not saying that good because I'm not that really good in designing, but I want to have application a little more appealing. Yeah. Wow. Okay, I have these elements here. Let me do some padding. X of I don't know 8 probably. So we have that little separation. Here. I have my item center. Let me just put my padding X here. And let me do my justify between. And this is what I'm going to be doing, and between it to be like that's supposed to be between. We will pretty much add the separation. And let's now here to add my text white. Just in the upper. Okay, looks better. Now my rotor name. The next one, if that one can stay like that. So this one, let's put my class, and let's do. I will add the class logo. I'll show you why I'm doing that. So I will add my font bold, text large, Excel, and some tracking type. We have a little more together. Perfect. My other two links, we have a class of, let's say, let's have that padding in general. Perfect. And then margin X of 1. That's why we already have it. And I'm doing that padding and that margin X because actually I want to have, when I hover over, I want to have my text that the color I have here. Purple. Yeah, let's do the same. Purple 900. Hover. BG. Gray 300 probably. So we can have that one being like that. I like it. And if I go to login, I'm there. I go to public. It's still working. Now I want to identify when I'm a specific one. I want to show that I'm actually there. One really cool about the router link is you can actually go to inspect the element. You will see that the view router add router link as an active class. But that one is selected. So we can actually type that one in our CSS. So now in my CSS that I have over here, I will use this class, router link as active, and because I'm using Tailwind, I can use apply. Remember, apply doesn't work anywhere else using Tailwind. I want to have my font bold and my text purple, 900, and my background white, no gray. I do that, that's perfect. So you still see that little difference when you hover over, right? You try to select another one, and instead you just give you that visual cue where you are, but we have an issue. If I go to the login page is also a router link. So what we need to do there, and that's why I added the logo class, because I need to do a pseudo element, and that's just CSS classes, that when something is not logo, but it is a router link active, apply it. That means that in my home directory, it doesn't do anything extra sizing, but for the rest, it's pretty much doing it. Cool. So we have the navbar almost there. So what I want to do now is I want to have in my script, I would want to have a computed element, because I want to learn, I want to know when a user is in my state. So I want to use if my store dot getters dot get user until we pretty much give my user. I can add a couple of, what I want to do is for my login, it's going to be only if I don't have a user. Sorry. Yes, it's actually when I don't have a user. Oh, right. Okay. I need to change my state actually. Because what I did in my state, and this is actually here, or in my store, I'm assigning user is an empty object. That means that user is defined. Actually, to define it as an empty that doesn't exist. Now we have that. But when the user is something, it doesn't appear, right? So I need to have my login only when I don't have a user. So I'm going to do it right now. Perfect. But I have a user, and I'm just faking it with this text. What I want to do there is in my navbar. What is my navbar? I will copy all this and it's going to be a B. You will have the user. I want to have the logout. And this is also doing a link is going to be a button. When I'm going to do something when I click it, I'm going to log out. Something like that. So we have logout, but we are maintaining the same styling. That's why it looks pretty much the same. When we have a user, we have the logout, and we when we don't have a user, we have the login, right? That's pretty cool. Another one that I'm going to change is user. Let's put something like this. And I know that my object display name test user. What I want to show is a message here. Welcome test user. Something like that. So when I have a display name, I know display name it actually came from Firebase. Right now I'm just taking it in order to create my layout. So let me go to my navbar again. And what I want to do, I should already have it. It's a span just before the first row. And then we have a user. We're welcome user display name. That's it. Welcome test user. I can log out, I can go to public, but I can also, and then that one I have it over here. I will go to my private only when I have the user. And when I have my user, I can go see the private and welcome user and the logout. But when I don't have a user, so let me get out from my index in the here. And my user is empty. It should be the login. So we have now a more smart navbar that will actually give me the information that I need and with the link for the private. So let me work for the public. Probably the public is going to be the easy one to do. And you copy and over something that I already have here. Whatever you have there, it actually doesn't matter that much. So what I'm doing in my public, it's just a declaration of independence for the United States that I took from this website. Just calling it as a public information, right? That's going to be always there and going to be rendered there. Cool. Let me actually add this and add the login. Sorry, my navbar public pages layout. What I did. Perfect. So I just put like a random thing. You can actually put whatever you want, just to show up that what it need to be there in the public folder. We are not doing anything different. Now what I want to do is I want to change my home. And in my home I want to use an element that actually came from. I like this image a lot on Draw. What it does is an open source image that you can actually use in your application. And they are pretty cool to use. So select one and you can actually download it for SVG, download it PNG, wherever you actually need it. It doesn't matter. But also somebody already did the Vue on Draw. And this guy, Bob, I don't know, it's pretty much creating a component from those particular image. Is what I need. So let me add it. Let me open the terminal again. Pretty cool about open the terminal here. It's open already open in your folder. So I just go, oh, I copied the one thing. So let me just cancel this. So let me copy this, paste it. Oh, I didn't copy it. I like it. Oh, I need to say, okay, that's weird. I need to click over here. Okay, let's install that. Perfect. Let me just close it. And the only thing that we need to do it We need to import a specific element or a specific image server. I want to use something that's called under welcome. It's really simple. And that's it. After you use it, you need to declare it as a component, and then you can use it in your text, in your template. So I will pretty much paste something that I have there. What I did is I open my welcome, I register that component and then create it, and I put in a specific height and a specific color that I want to have. And this color is pretty much the purple that I'm using. And this is just a traditional div that is a flex column, but ever to center. But I have the image, welcome, a simple example, and one simple text. That's it. So we saw it. We just have something like that. I now see that this gets lost a little bit. So let me actually change this to 900, 800. Yeah, probably 800 is okay. So just a simple welcome page. It doesn't do anything as the same as the public. It doesn't do anything at all. It just to be there. That's it. So now that I have that, I can add it, and I can actually do my added home page layout. And now I can focus in what I actually need. My login page and my navbar functionality. So what I want to do for my login page is a couple of things. One, I want to have a simple div with a Firebase UI with a specific ID. And then actually go there. And what I'm going to be using there is we're going to create something that's pretty much be using this ID and adding something to that ID, and that's going to be Firebase UI. We're going to be using the mounted element hook. So that means that when this page get created, how it get mounted is like attach it. I want to do something about it. So I know what I need to do. I need to specify a UI configuration, and then from that UI configuration, I need to start it. And that's it. That's the only thing that I need to be doing. I need to create my config. I specify my providers that I have it. In this case, it's going to be my Google provider and my email authorization provider. Then I need to start my authentication. That's it. What I'm going to be doing is, so in my mount I will call this UI config. What are the elements that we can actually use? We can use these different elements and the callbacks and creation. So the first thing is, if everything goes fine, I want to do a single success, I need to put a URL where it needs to be sent. So if so we call sign as success URL. So that means, and I'm doing the login because that's the actual page that is going to get back from the UI. So it's going to be sent to there and then returning. And if everything goes well, what I need to do here is just send me to my favorite page. That's it. And actually, I believe I don't need this. Yeah, because it's doing the post report. Let's actually remove it. You're right. So the only thing that we need to do, sorry, sorry for that, is let's go back here and sign in options. We go to the sign in options, and we are going to define two different sign in options. That's going to be on the Firebase authentication, Google authentication provider. We know that our Firebase is actually in this $Firebase out, dot Google out provider dot provider underscore ID, and instead of typing the other one, we're going to be using the one for email authentication provider. So let's have those providers. Perfect. Something that we can add here as a callback for specific events. Those callbacks, we can actually call the signing what are my callbacks? Available callback. There you go. There's a one that is called signing success URL, but there is another called I already saw it, I don't find it right now. It's actually the one, yes. Signing success with authorization result. So this was the after, then we have this one. And it's just here, available callbacks. So this what we're going to be doing is involved when the sign is successful and do something in the application. Because we have a single page application, we need to have a callback, like a hook, very much. And let me show you what we'll be doing with that. The only things I will be doing right here. So whenever we success with authorization result, we're going to dispatch the set user and send them the user taken from the authentication, and we push it back to my home directory. And that's it. That's it. So the only thing we're doing is when we have that user, I need to save that user in my Vue store. That's why I have that callback. It's like a hook. So don't do anything. So when you return and everything is fine, get that user, and from that user, and you need to go to my home or my root element. That is going to be my forward slash. But my user is going to be already defined. So being my user already defined, I do return false in order not to do anything else that needs to be created. I stop the authentication piece in there because I have a personalized flow. That's pretty much what we're doing. So we are just using simple text in order, simple callbacks in order to call it the way that it needs to be done. So after we have that, we need to pretty much draw the configuration. And to draw the configuration, we need to, let me go to the top, now call my Firebase UI element and start it. So in our case, the UI is my this $sign Firebase UI, and we're going to start getting this ID. That's it. Go to our application. We'll see two buttons are there. So we have our signing with Google and signing with email. Before actually start doing something in there, I want to show you something in my console. We go to the authentication. We'll see that automatically going to the users. We don't have any users there in the database. So if we sign in with Google, it's going to redirect me. I will select my personal account. Welcome, brother Forman. You saw that? What happened there? It was pretty neat. It was pretty cool. The only thing is that we just click a button, select my account, and Firebase UI and Firebase did everything for me. I don't need to handle anything else. And I have my private page and my logout there because my user is already authenticated. Right? We still need to work on those, right? But for now, that's that. So if I refresh or reload, I have my user that's already created. That's pretty neat. But that's not the only way that we can actually create a user. And let me show you something extra that we didn't did for the navbar, and it's another method. Actually, a method that's going to be the logout. So this logout is not working right now. That does need to go in the navbar. Actually, the navbar. I go after the computer. I will do a method. So the logout button, it will call my logout method. I'm going to do is I do sign up from Firebase. I will set my user to nothing and send it to home. That's pretty much. So if I do logout, I need to refresh it. So I log in with my say Google. I choose my account. Perfect. I click logout. Ooh, didn't work. Oh, logout is logout. I have that capital O. Sorry for that. If I click logout, I'm already out. And we can actually verify that going to the Vue console. You go to the Vue.js section, we can actually load the state, and we see that the user doesn't exist, as you can see right now. So if I log in with my Google account, and I render it here, if I load the state again, you will see my user is already there. But there is a bunch of information. Display name is in there, my email is in there, between other stuff, right? So everything is showing what it's supposed to be showing. So my user is populated the state. That's why I'm able to see my name and I'm able to see the other links. Are just supposed to be rendered only when you have authentication. If I click logout and I refresh my state, my user is set up. So I'm logging out from Firebase. That's really important. If I want like this user just get out, and then locally in my application I need to say, okay, this user is already not there. Remove it from there. And that's it. And whenever the user are, you'll send it back to the home directory. So because we don't have access to anything that is supposed to be private, that's why we need to push it. And that's it. That's how the authentication works. But that's not the only way. You can actually sign in with email. So I already have an account, but you can actually create like an add an account. So let me use this one. And it allows me to have like an email for my email from the college, sorry. As you can see, this form, I didn't create it. That came actually completed from Firebase UI. I put my first name, last name, I just put my STC there just to have that difference. And I just put one password. Of course, you have that little I over there that actually show or not the password. So all that functionality from the Firebase UI. I click save. Welcome Rodolfo from STC. If I go to my Firebase console, you will see that I have a new user from another provider. And my user are created in the app. And they are working as it's supposed to. If I do the logout, it's doing exactly the same as before. So we have almost everything done. The only things that we need to be doing is a couple of things. I want to do a login. I'm logging with Google because it's simpler. And I go to my private page. And in here, I will copy over whatever I have already. So every time I copy over, you will have access to the source code, so don't worry about that. I go to the logout page, private page, sorry, and I will paste it. So the only thing that I'm doing here, I'm creating some kind of a card, right? It's a flex column, background white, rounded, and it has the size of 1/3 of the screen, pretty much. And having my photo URL for my sourcing, I'll have my default picture. Oh, I need to copy that default picture. And from there, I'm just getting the user display name, the user email. That's it. So pretty much what I need to copy now. Actually, I went to, I believe, flat icon. I went there and downloaded something, a specific icon that I like it. There's some free, there's some for you can actually purchase, or you can move an icon wherever you want to have an icon. So I already have it in my computer, and I believe I have it in my notes. So let me actually copy from my note. Give me a minute. So what I did is just copy over to my asset this user avatar. So what I'm doing is give me the photo URL. It doesn't exist. Give me the default picture that is that user avatar. I'm getting the user, and from the user I'm getting the email, the display name, and the picture. And that's it. So let me log out. Let me actually log in to here. I go to a private page. I have my profile there. If I log in with my email, go to private, it's better than the default one because this one doesn't have a picture. So the private page is working as it's supposed to. But there is some extra thing that we need to handle, and that's going to be the last piece of the problem today. As you can see, if I do a logout, but if I type private, it still renders something, right? I'm not supposed to be able to be here if I'm not inside the application. So we need to handle that, and we need to handle that validation. That validation will happen inside the router. And let me show you how we can handle that. So in the router, one of the really cool things that we can do is we can add different meta information. That meta information is something that we can read later. So it's like add-ons on how for the application itself. So I will create a new key, requires out authorization. It's going to be true. And that's it. Regarding that, all these pages are pretty much public pages. Everybody can go to the home, everybody can go to the login, everybody can go to the public. But just for the private, we need to be authenticated. That's it. But yeah, it looks like it didn't work because we're not telling what to do about it, right? So the only things that we need to do here, we actually need to import our Vue store, Vuex store. So we need to import the store from, and the store is actually, I believe it's in store. Yeah, we can actually do just the store. And one of the cool things about the Vue router, it can, before actually export it, we can do router dot before each. And before each, what it's going to be doing is a function that is going to be run every time that is going to change the application. So we can do something. And from that function, we need to send another function. And we send it to from next. I'll do something about it. And let me show you what I actually do. Console log. Let's say you are coming from I'm going to I want to do that. And after that, it's really important because we are doing something here that whenever we finish what we're supposed to do, we don't need to do okay. Like just continue doing whatever you're doing. Oh, let me just comment this out because I'm not using it for now. Perfect. So let me go to my spec and I'll go to my console. So if I go to the login, you're coming from, oh, sorry for that, I really need to do on dot.bat, do dot.bat, I believe. You go to public, you're going from login to public, and from here you're going from public to login, and then from login to route, and go to private. You're coming from route to private pretty much. So we can actually get that kind of tracking of the application. So that's what we're doing. Whenever we change the route, we can actually do something about it. And we are seeing it happen here. So whenever we change it, we can do something. That's what we need it right now. So let me just go back to my private. And what we need to do, and then we delete this console log. We do a simple if, well, not that simple. And there is some function that we can actually call. We're going to be so when we are going to a specific route, and that route have a meta that requires authentication, in the case is true, we can do actually request authentication equal true. It's pretty much the same, but because it's Boolean, we can use this one. But if that actually requires authentication, we need to verify something. Another if the store.getters.getUser does not exist, we're going to do something about it. We're going to send next. But we're not sending anything. We are going like continue wherever you're supposed to go. But we can actually override whenever we need to go. So we can go to my path of our last login. Else, you need to do next. Even if you can use else or not, but probably just have consistency. Let's put it there. Of course, we need to use the store. Perfect. So we're doing it if that specific place requires authorization and the user is not logging in, send it back to login. That's it. So you go to private. What happened here? Let me just copy and paste this. Close the package down. Save it. Oh, there's something I'm missing here. I was actually what I did wrong. Oh, I found it. My text, I have an extra T in my getters. So if I try to go to my private without be logging in, it's sending me back to login. So if I go logging in, I can go to private and like that. And this is a simple login application for with authentication and guarding a specific route for the public and the private ones. Now that we have this done, let's publish. So let me go to my home. Let me just take the screenshot so it's visible. Okay, download. Let me just cancel this. And I will do. Oh, I need to go to my GitHub account. Let's create a new repository. It's called the login. Of course, you need to use HTTPS. In my case, I use it SSH. So I'm going to pretty much add that. Oh, but I have something to commit or changes, so let me actually do that before we push it. So finish it up, and I can go push or digit master after I commit everything that is supposed to be committed. So everything is there. I go to my server. I log into the server. And now that I'm in the server, I just need to do refresh this. Okay. I'm cloning now to the HTTPS. I will git clone my login. Go to the login. Let me install my dependencies. It will take a couple of seconds. So I'm just there. Now I do the build. We just wait for a couple of minutes. We're still waiting. There you go. So let me just go to my distribution folder to see everything is there. Perfect. So let me just create a folder. This is actually this work. In my bar www and to the login. Did it work? Yeah, it does. Perfect. So now I can do copy recursively everything that is here to here. If I do that folder, yeah, everything is there. So now I can go to my etc. Nginx configuration folder. I do a sudo. You can use nano. I would use vi, but you can use nano too. Sudo vi and the login.conf. Put the password there, and we start typing the server. And we're going to listen on port 80 of HTTP IP version 6, sorry. And we're going to listen in port 80 of and this one will be your port. Okay. Server underscore name going to be the login in my case, Rodolfo Romando XYZ, semicolon, the location, and I'm going to be my root, it's going to be my bar, www, login, index, I'm going to my index file, and my try underscore files, it's going to be my URI, whatever URI or what actually I'm doing, send it to my index.html. That's it, and this one needs to be ended with semicolon 2. Okay, so I exit, save, I do sudo nginx-d. I have an issue here. Yeah, try files is not with Y, it's actually with the traditional I don't know why it pulled up. So let me change my configuration, and this one is going to be files. So let me save and exit. My configuration is tested, it's okay. Sudo nginx-s reload, and I can go to the login.roman.xyz and do that. So before we proceed and test it, we need to have the secure one because we need to have it. So let's do sudo cert.auto --nginx. I'm going to select, in my case, is the number 5. And then we're going to be doing deploying the redirect, selecting number 2. That's it. Test it. There. And we're able to log in. Ooh, that's really, really bad. Okay, we need to do something about it, but probably later. For now, let's see connectivity. Private, we can see the information, so the public, we log out, log in, then log in with the email. Let's use this one. Oh, this is bad, it's minor levels. Yeah, and that's it. So let's actually, that bothers me a lot. So let's actually go to Firebase UI and try to fix it. I don't know if it will be possible. And here, the issue came actually from the CSS. So we have a link that we can actually get a CSS from somewhere else. But what I'm going to be using instead of in my application, in my main importing that Firebase UI, we are going to be going to my public folder, index, and let's put it there. And we save it. Should be fine in theory. I need to change it. Firebase UI CSS from CDN. State the changes, we commit, we push. Perfect. Then we go to our home directory, the login, we do git pull, we push it, okay. We build it again, yarn build, and it's going to be yarn build for a minute, short term, which is to be executed. So what I did is I bypassed the JavaScript section for inserting that CSS. So that's probably where the errors are actually coming from. So I think that we are going to be fine if we do the CDN version. So we're about to check that. Okay. Now it's there. I'm going to go to my distribution folder. And from here I will pretty much copy, recursively link everything to my bar W login. If I do alert to the login to see that everything is there, yes, the index file is there directly. So I believe I can actually do a refresh, go to the login, and now we have those buttons the way that it's supposed to. Perfect. We say in Spanish, nos la sacamos de la manga. So we're able to fix that particular issue. Logging in, it looks pretty. The private is getting it. So let's log out. Let's log in now with the email. I'm selecting that one. This looks really cool. Just ID again. And go to private, and the image should be over like that. Everything is working and it's supposed to be working. Pretty neat. So now that we have the application there, we need to update your portfolio. So this is going to be actually the last time that I'm going to be updating the portfolio in the video. I will expect that in the follow videos you'll be doing that for yourself. So, but for now, you want to let's keep that tradition. So let me get out a little bit, and let me go to my portfolio and open my code. I will add a new project pretty much at the end, and this project is going to be the login. In this application, we are implementing login with Firebase, email, password, and Google. Very much. Firebase. Let's create another one, authentication. And it's going to be pretty much send it to the login. Yeah. I believe that's it. We're getting a lot of hashtag now. So now that we do those changes, oh, we need to add the image that I already took the screenshot. So in my case, I will go to my downloads folder and it's called screenshot of login, yes. And I'm going to be saved in my source directory asset projects, and it's going to be the next number is 07, 07.png. Login 07. Here going to be login. Perfect. At this stage, added the login project. We push it. We wait for a second to be actually push it. Perfect. We go back to our server. To the portfolio. In the case it's called new portfolio. I always forget that. So I do a git pull. Perfect, I get the image and change it to the project. You can see it over here. And now we can build it. Perfect. to the distribution folder, and we copy recursively everything and send it to the bar www.html. We will save in the menu, and that's supposed to be everything. And now, if I do www, we send it to my portfolio. When it goes in my portfolio, the login is there. And we finish it. We try to open it. It's actually open it. So our portfolio is getting bigger. I didn't publish. So I went a little bit faster in this video. If you have questions about the code, you can actually look at the source code. I will post it together with this video. The idea is just to try to understand the login authentication methods and the whole process from the start to finish and to even publish it. Any question or any doubt, please don't hesitate to reach me. I will be glad to help. So for now, this is everything, guys. Happy coding.